Okay, today we're going to be getting started with our PowerPoint assignment number 1. And to start off with, we are on our title slide. And with our title slide, what we're going to be doing is, first of all, inserting a slide number and a footer with a title on your name to make sure that it appears on every single slide. So if you go to Insert, and we are going to find the header and footer. So you want a couple of things inside here. First of all, it is, let's go ahead and put a slide number on, so you click that, and you also want a footer on here. So I'm going to go ahead and write assignment number 1, my name, so that it appears on every single slide. So then you're going to go ahead and press apply to all, and as you can see, it now all of a sudden shows up in every single one of your slides. Next, what we're going to be doing is adding a design into the background. Instead of having it just white the entire time, we want to change a little bit of the design. So if I go to the design ribbon, there's lots and lots of these for you to choose from. Please go ahead and choose one that's not too cutesy looking. You want to make sure that it reflects what you are talking about. And this one with bowling, I think this looks nice and professional. So a few more things on here. We're going to go ahead and type in who it's being presented by. And this font looks like it just is automatically caps. So I am not looking for you to go ahead and make sure that all of yours are on caps. That's not a big deal. Alright, so our next one, we're going to go ahead and just like you did in Word, you can change some of your fonts. You can make sure it goes along with what you're talking about, but you can also, just like in Word, change the color of things. So you can kind of think about, I'm going to bring a little more attention to the bowling on that one. Next, what you're going to be doing is inserting some clip art. So for your clip art, on this one, we want to insert, we're talking about bullies, so let's go ahead and do a search for bully, and it's going to go ahead and bring up a couple of different pictures here. So this one I'm going to go ahead and take and bring into my project. All I had to do was drag it over. You can also resize it and make it fit into the area that you would like. Next, let's go ahead and move on to slide number 2, definition. We're asking for a few things here. First of all, you're wanting to tab in the last 2. So if I click in between the bullet point and the word, I'm going to go ahead and use my tab button and just kind of set it over. So that means it's a little bit of a lesser lesser part of the project. I'm going to go ahead and change. I'm going to go ahead and change my spelling here. I took out the wrong one. We want it to be sweetheart, not sweatheart. And some more things that you're going to need to change the layout to 2 content. So if I have my layout here, but I want to make sure that I am inside this area, not up here, but down here. And if I change the layout, it's looking for a 2 content. So for the 2 content, I'm just going to go ahead and press that. You can see it reorganizes it. Next, what we're going to be doing is you can search for your clip art. Here's another way to do clip art, is if inside the text, you're going to look for your clip art, and it's already here for me. Go ahead and take this one. It fits it right inside your one of the content areas that it was looking for. Next one, what we need is we're going to do a little bit of animation with this. So once again, I am clicked on that area looking for animation, and let's go ahead and animate each bullet point with an entrance. So what I need here is we can change the different kinds, so you can see that you can have it many different ways. Next one, we're going to also need to animate the clip art with a little bit of a pulse emphasis. So if I go over here, I have this clicked, and I can look for a pulse and emphasis, and I want it on pulse. So that's just going to kind of bring it out a little bit more and have some more attention to it. Let's go ahead to slide number 3. We're going to once again change it to our slide layout to 2 content. And next, what we're going to be doing is working on choosing or making a graph. So I'm going to go ahead and insert a chart, and what that brings up is we're looking for a pie graph. It's going to be bringing up our pie graph. We'll say OK to that one. Next, what it's going to be doing is bringing up an Excel document. In Excel, you need to type in exactly the same information that you see on your paper handout. Now I have all of my information typed in on the Excel spreadsheet exactly the same. One thing I do have though is I have that fourth bullet down here, which I don't want anymore, and it's still trying to read your fourth one. So what I'm going to do is I clicked out, I'm not having the area selected, so I can go into Excel and I can shorten that. You can see that it automatically makes those changes inside your PowerPoint. We can go ahead and minimize that. We don't need to see that anymore. So let's go ahead, and after you have done that, the next thing that we're looking at doing is changing your chart to a layout 1. So if we change this information, we're looking for a little bit of a layout change. This is your chart layout. We're going to change it so that it looks a little bit differently. You can see that it puts the words inside of there instead of on the outside. Next, these text boxes are flexible. If you just go ahead and change where your text boxes are with your information, just go ahead and kind of change those around. We want them the pie graph on the left and the words on the right. So let's go ahead to slide number 4, which is characteristics of a bully. We're going to do a word art or a clip art search of bully, and we already did that. We're going to choose the first picture that comes up. So this one, we're going to go ahead and put that right in there. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to add a new bullet to the bottom. So I went to the end of sizes, just go ahead and clip another one in here, and we're going to type learn more about the bully project and create a hyperlink. So I have learn more at the bully project, and what we want to do with this is we're going to hyperlink it to a website. So sometimes you'll see a website put in there. Sometimes you can also make sure that it's just the word so people understand what they're going to hyperlink to. So if I highlighted it, now what I'm going to do is hit on the hyperlink button. Next, it's going to have all of this information, and you need to go ahead and type in the address. So I typed in my URL address here, and what I'm going to do is go ahead and I'm going to hyperlink it. And before I hyperlink it, do make sure that you have all of your spelling done correctly, and I left out a Y there, so I'm going to go ahead and hit that. And as you'll see, now that your project is underlined and it's also selected so that you can see it is going to be hyperlinked whenever you actually present this. So let's go ahead with our next. We are also going to be animating each bullet. So go ahead with your animation and find which one of the animations you would like to add into your project. Do make sure that you're animating each bullet point. Next one, we're going to talk about slide number 5, which is who is a target. So just like we did in our last one, we're going to go ahead and animate each one with a bullet point. Next, we're going to insert an image of a target. So if you go ahead and search target, you'll find there's all kinds of different targets here. I'm going to go ahead and use this one. When I use this one, there it is. When I use this one, I'd like my target to be flipped to the other side. So if I click on it, there is an option for you to flip it to the other side. That's not coming up at the moment. So let's go ahead, and you can rotate it, you can flip it, you can do some different things in here with it. Next, let's go ahead to, if you want to flip this to the other direction, you're going to go ahead and flip horizontal. Alright, so let's go ahead and move on with our directions. You are also going to be animating this with a motion path. So let's go ahead, and I have the picture selected. I'm going to add animation, and I'm going to add a motion path to this. So You can barely see what I'm doing back there, but you can see that it's kind of moving in different directions whenever I hover over something. I'm going to take my motion path right here, so you can see that it's dropping down into my project more. Next, what we're going to be doing is moving on to slide number 6. Slide number 6 is how to avoid, and with how to avoid, you're going to start out with the to content. So if I go to my layout, I'm going to make it the to content once again. And let's go ahead, and you're going to be getting a picture from the internet. So for this one, you are going to need to go to, I suggest that you do a Google search. When you do a Google search, I'm going to type in something that would be expensive that probably shouldn't be brought to school. So I'm going to go ahead, or something that might be a target for stealing. So I'm going to go ahead and type in an iPhone. And what's going to come up are some different images. Looks like I might have just searched an iPhone. We're going to go ahead and search some images here. And I'm going to go ahead and choose a picture of an iPhone. Now when I have this, if I have it selected, what I'm going to do is I'm going to save the image. So if I save the image, it's going to ask me where I'm saving it to. And I want to save it somewhere where I know I'm going to be able to find it again and again. And to do that, I'm going to save it in the same place that I've been saving my PowerPoint so that it's all together. So if I go to Computer, and I'm going to go ahead and have this in the same place where I'm saving all of my PowerPoint information, which I just need to find it. And here I have my Apple iPhone 5. I'm going to save that. Next, what we're going to do is go back to the PowerPoint, and we need to finish up with some things there. So I'm going to go ahead and add my image. So if I insert, I can insert a picture. You can do it from here, or I can do it inside the box also. And it's going to ask, where am I wanting these things from? I'm going to put it from my PowerPoint. Okay, I have my iPhone 5 picture here. I'm going to go ahead and insert that. Next, what we're going to want to do is put a shape on it, and that's going to be the shape with the slash through it. So I'm going to go ahead and look for my shapes, and in my shapes I should be able to find it right down in here. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw that on top of my project, and as you can see, mine's already turned red. However, if you click on the picture, you can also take your bucket and put a little bit of your color in there. We're looking for red. Something else is you can change it so it has no line for the background. So you want no line. So make sure that it doesn't have the outline around it anymore. Next, what we're going to do is we're also going to group the image together. And if I have this one selected, I'm going to also select the other one by hitting the Control button. And I want to group those together. So whenever I group those together, it should have it look like the two pictures move together. So whenever I animate them, they can be animated together. Next one, we're going to animate the image, and it's going to come in last with the entrance. So if I'm going to go to the animations, I'm going to go ahead and add animation, and let's make it come in with an entrance, so it's going to appear. So if I want it to do that, something you can also do is you can work with the timing over here. So if I want this to start a little bit after people have already read some of the information, then my picture comes in. That's going to be it's going to wait a second before it comes in. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to go over here and we are going to insert a sound with the Microsoft Audio Clip Art List. So it works exactly the same as your clip art. If you come down here, let's go ahead and unclick these for the moment because we don't want anything else right now. We just want this sounds to be coming up. So I'm going to go ahead and type in bomb, and here we have a bomb explosion. So I'm going to put this into my project. Okay, my time is almost over, but now we're going to go ahead and move on to slide number 7. and I'll show you what that's supposed to look like. So with this one I resized, I did a word art,